If I was a mortgage broker wanting to hit $10 million per month in 2026, there's only 3 pillars I would focus my time on for marketing. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to break down exactly what those pillars are and how you can leverage them to make 2026 your best year. Now, before I start, I want to preface that these are the exact same strategies I use for brokers in the MPA and Advisor Top 100. So it doesn't matter if you're sort of 20 mil per year or run a multi-billion dollar brokerage, the principles are the exact same at all levels. The only thing that changes is the volume of marketing output as your business grows. So of course, a brand new broker using these 3 pillars we're about to discuss isn't going to put out anywhere near as many ads or videos as a broker selling 200 mil per year. And just to be clear, if you're able to consistently implement these principles over the next 6 months, your business will experience exponential growth. So grab a notepad and remove all the distractions, because by the end of this video, you'll have a clear step-by-step roadmap on exactly where to spend your time and energy to scale your brokerage to 8 figures and beyond. Now, pillar 1 is content marketing. And I know what you're thinking, great, another person just blindly telling me to post on social media. But most brokers take the complete wrong approach when it comes to their content. They either try to tick a few boxes and then post and hope for the best, or they think they need to smash out 4 videos a day and flood their audience with as many videos as possible. Now, the key thing here is that yes, posting consistently is important, but you don't want to spam your audience. After testing thousands of videos for my clients and trying every posting pattern imaginable, uploading every second day is by far the best posting frequency you can have as a broker in terms of getting the best returns from your input. Meaning that posting every second day will get you 80% of the returns with only 20% of the effort. So of course you can grow faster by posting 1 or 2 times every day, but if you want to maintain quality in your content with daily uploads, then you're looking at spending 40 plus hours per month on content, which is just completely unreasonable for most brokers. Another thing to highlight here is posting every day is simply just an agenda pushed by media companies to make you buy bigger packages, and people genuinely fall for it. The next thing you want to focus on in your content is prioritizing making videos around a certain niche. And this really depends on where you're at in your business. If you're a small solo broker that's never posted any content, then you want to pick 1 or 2 niches max and absolutely dominate those spaces. So that might be career-based niches like white collar workers, business owners, traders, etc., or strategy-based niches, so first home buyers, property investors, refinances, and so on. Just whatever makes sense for your business. And of course, once you've got a bigger operation with multiple brokers on your team, then you can start to cover more niches because you've got the capacity to handle that diverse client base. The key here is to produce educational content that can give someone an aha moment to whichever niche you're targeting. And what I mean by that is explaining it in a way that makes a gear turn in their head and teaches them something and makes them want to rush out and apply whatever it is you've taught them, because it's going to benefit their life in some form of way. So for white collar workers, we don't make some generic video like what's a guarantor or what's LMI. Instead, we'd make a video about can vested shares or RSUs increase your borrowing power or act as collateral when you're applying for a home loan. Okay, so we've got our posting frequency sorted, we've picked a niche or 2. Now we need to make sure our videos look clean and professional by setting up a small home or office studio. Now this isn't really spoken about much, but investing in some basic filming equipment can genuinely change the way your content performs. And it might sound dumb, but if your videos just look more aesthetically pleasing than some crappy lighting in your office on a blurry camera, it's going to perform way better with that nicer setup. Now you don't need to go out and blow 20 or 30K on some crazy setup with insane production. You can easily build a small DIY studio with less than 2 grand. All you need is a room that can be as dark as possible so you can control the lighting. So ideally you'd be in a room with no windows, or if you do have windows, invest in some blackout curtains. Then you'll need a microphone, some lighting, a softbox for your lighting, 2 to 3 tripods for your studio gear, a teleprompter, and a camera. Now for your camera, it's completely okay to use an iPhone camera as long as you have an iPhone 15 and above. The back camera on these phones can do more than enough and come up with some pretty clear videos for your content. But if you do want to go above and beyond and make your videos that little bit more crispy, you can invest in something like a Sony FX30 or equivalent. We shoot on 2 Canon C70s with a Sigma 24 to 70mm lens, but if you're not going to go crazy with the content, then you don't need to invest in something like this. If you want me to send the studio gear we suggest to our clients for mini studios, then DM me at MobaHQ on Instagram and I'll send everything over. Now pillar number 2 is ads. And this is where most brokers either waste tens of thousands of dollars or they don't even bother running ads at all because they think it's too complicated. So straight off the bat, there's 2 styles of ads you want to be running. Your brand-based ads that are strictly designed to get as many eyeballs in your business as possible, and then your lead-based ads, which of course are designed to get you leads. The reason you don't just want to run lead campaigns into a cold audience is because it's much harder to convert someone that's never seen your face before, especially when it comes to making one of the biggest purchases of their life. It's also way more expensive to run lead-based ads to a cold audience if you're targeting a smaller niche. Now for your brand-based ads, you want to use something called the ubiquitous strategy, or UB for short, which is essentially a brand awareness campaign where you're just getting your face in front of as many people as possible in your target demographic. So you're not asking them to book a call, you're not asking them to download anything, you're literally just showing them valuable content and getting them familiar with who you are. Now here's how these actually work in practice. You take 10 to 14 of your best performing pieces of content, the stuff that's already done well organically on your page, and load it straight into an awareness campaign. But here's the key part. You put 1 ad into each ad set. So if you've got 14 videos, you'll have 14 separate ad sets by the end. Now I know you're probably thinking 14 ad sets, that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but there's a very specific reason why we do it like this. The reason we separate each ad into its own ad set instead of dumping it all into one is so that each ad gets an even budget split. Because if you just throw all 14 videos into one ad set, Facebook's going to pick its favorites and only give spend to 3 to 4 of them repeatedly, and the rest will get barely any spend. Now when we set the frequency cap to 1 impression every 7 days, what starts to happen is these ads begin to show to people with a ubiquitous effect. meaning they genuinely can't escape you. So if you've got 14 ad sets running, that means someone in your target audience is going to see 2 unique videos from you every single day for 7 days straight. And if you've got 10 ads running, they'll see 2 unique videos for 5 days straight. So on Monday morning, they might see video 1 on should you develop property to sell or to rent it out. And then by Monday night, they'll see video 2 on how to increase your borrowing power as a business owner. And then Tuesday, they'll see video 3 and 4. Wednesday, they'll see 5 and 6, and so on. Now, it's not going to be perfectly timed like clockwork. Sometimes on Monday, they might see 3 videos, and Tuesday, they might only see 1. But it does follow a pretty tight pattern where they're seeing multiple unique pieces of your content every single day. So the 2 reasons why we do this is because number 1, someone has to see your face 13 times on social media to recognize who you are. And that's not to like you or trust you. That's just to recognize that I've seen this person before on social media. And reason number 2 is because after a few months of running these ubiquitous ads, you start to build a massive warm audience of hundreds of thousands of people who have watched your content. So now they recognize your face and see you as an authority in whichever niche you're targeting. Now, style 2 for our ads is of course our lead-based ads. So this is where we'll have an ad. They'll click on the ad, it will take them to our landing page. They'll then click the booking button on our landing page, it will take them to our calendar page. And then on the calendar page, they'll submit their information and pick a time, and it'll send them to a thank you page, which is filled with pixels, and that pixel information will get sent straight back to Facebook. So for our lead-based ads, we also want to set up some campaigns that retarget people who watched over a certain duration of all our branding ads from the past few months. This is because these people are obviously very familiar with who we are now, because they would have seen 30 plus pieces of content and watched more than 50% of each video. So now when they see you're offering to help them with their finances for free, your conversion rates will be way higher than if you ran these ads to a cold audience. All right, the final pillar. Pillar number 3 is the one that most brokers completely ignore. Email marketing. Now, the number 1 piece of advice I have for email marketing is you do not need to overcomplicate it. Whenever people ask me this, they always panic over how often they need to send emails, what software to use, how to lay it out, breaking up their email list into different niches. And all of that's cool if you're going to go all in on email marketing, but I'm telling you now, you can easily get 80% of the results within 20% of the effort if you just do the basics properly. So you don't need to be spamming your clients' inboxes with 3 emails a week and all these crazy headlines. You can easily get away with sending 2 emails a month that are just short, easy to consume pieces of content that help you stay top of mind. Because at the end of the day, that's the main point of email marketing for mortgage brokers. It's not like e-com or course selling where you want to hard sell in the email inbox. It's a completely different game. You just want to use email marketing as another platform to stay top of mind and quietly flex how well your business is doing, whilst also keeping them up to date with what's happening in the finance world and how your clients are benefiting. So it really is as simple as taking all the emails from your non-converted leads and your content. So that's everyone who's downloaded a lead magnet, everyone who's booked a call but didn't proceed, and everyone who's engaged with the stuff but hasn't actually become a client yet, and just sending them a monthly news update and a quick email breaking down some form of topic exactly like you would in your content. You also want to make sure your emails feel like they're coming from you personally and that you're not just another business trying to sell them something. The best analogy here is when you get an email from a friend, you usually open it straight away. And when you get an email from a company like Netflix or Westfields, you just know it's some annoying marketing email, so you'll never open it. So you always want your emails to feel more like the friend and less like the annoying random company. So again, just to make it super clear, at the end of the month, you want to send them a full recap of everything that happened in the property and finance world for that month and break down exactly what it means for them. Then in the middle of the month, you want to send them a piece of content that can teach them something or give them an actionable tip that can provide them with value in some form of way. And remember, the goal isn't to hard sell them. It's just to stay top of mind and surround them with your business. So there you have it. Those are the 3 marketing pillars I would focus on to hit $10 million per month as a mortgage broker in 2026. Pillar 1 is content, posting every second day, focusing on 2 to 3 niches, setting up a small home studio, and using ManyChat to capture leads. Pillar 2 is running Uber and traffic campaigns to build a warm audience and then retargeting them with my lead-based ads. And finally, pillar 3, email marketing. So nurturing your non-converted leads, sending them monthly value, and staying top of mind. Now, in terms of how much time and energy you want to spend on each pillar, I'd recommend about 40% on content, 40% on ads and landing pages, and 20% on email marketing. That's obviously going to shift a little bit depending on where you're at in your business, but that's a pretty solid starting point if you're trying to hit 10 mil per month. And if you want to dive deeper into any of these pillars, I've already made videos on them. So you can check out the 6 laws of content marketing if you want to master pillar 1 and the mortgage broker ad blueprint if you want to nail pillar 2. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you found this valuable, I'd appreciate if you hit the subscribe button so you can see more content like this every week. And if you've got any questions or you want me to make a video on a certain topic, leave a comment below or send me a DM and I'll make a video for you. Thanks for watching, guys.